Hello and welcome back to Sabaodyshowdown. It's me, Gonzo again. We just took a very short break, and we're gonna go with Division One gaming. And this time we have Wolf on the stream to be casting. Um, Welcome to the casting side of things, and congratulations on your very recent win.
Hello,
How
thank you.
how are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's nice to be back here at casting. It's always nice to be on this side of the stream. And I already see there's a really interesting matchup. I like both decks, so I'm really curious to see how it goes.
That's kind of interesting because it's not as intuitive as you want. We will get to talk about the matchup a tiny bit in a second. But before that, how did your deck feel? Are you gonna stick to GP for a bit? How were the feelings with it?
It's quite fun. The problem I have with GP is I don't want to pay for the third secret. That's why I was running Clyde's list with Hodi, which was nice. And it's quite interesting how the sequencing works. So I think I might stick to it. I just depend how gruesome the mirror is.
No, it does make sense. I think Mirror is going to be quite fun. Okay, so we're going to jump to the game a bit because it's getting started and we're seeing some Reiju, just summarizing Reiju, trashing Reiju and searching. Um, Reiju on second with stage is always where it wants to be. And before we kind of focused on Krullzor's game. So when I heard about this matchup, I heard it on a slightly different perspective to what I had. And because I assume this is just Lucci, we're good to go for Reiju, right? But it's actually a lot more troublesome now than it used to be prior to EBO1. This is ST14 Luffy, and it does run some really interesting text right now. We do make the best use of Sengoku in the format, and we also have Garp as a late addition, and both those cards are very, very troublesome um, for Reiju. So it might not be as streamlined as the usual black deck experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that Garp is pretty much a card which is made more for ST Luffy rather than Kobe.
Yeah, 100%.
It
That card is
it,
super busted.
it just works so nice in because you don't need anything else. You just drop the card and it just changes the board, which is amazing.
100%. It removes pretty much anything you want. A 7 is a very big number to get rid of. And it also lets you pressure your opponent because you can swing at face, get rid of something like that optcg that we have on board right now, and easily just kind of carrying on. So we are seeing some aggression from Reiju, and that means that Krullzor has taken the two first life kind of happily, but now has an ETG to deal with. And we do have Brook set up, but ETG is a bit complicated to fully remove. Um, so I'm not entirely sure how much of an impact that can have. We apologize for the small breakdown where the stream's just having a tiny bit of trouble, but we'll get back to it in a second.
A little bit of glitch. But yeah, I feel that ST Luffy really always wants to take the first two lives, especially if the second swing was a 7k from EGG, because you want to see your pieces and then stabilize the board and stabilize the game a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. We are going first, so that means on 5 done. We can do some more setup, probably. I don't think it's going to be worth swinging with that. Um, yeah, Brooks. So we're just setting up Reaper, which is a very interesting option over
I,
here.
I feel that sometimes you have cards that you never see, and then suddenly you see these cards everywhere. Like
Yeah, I think Reaper is a bit weaker here than it is in Kobe, just because if your opponent is running removal of any kind, it's not that simple to have a second Navy card over there all of the time, right? Kobe has built-in resistance to that, so as long as you have one standing, like not rested, that's a one cost blocker. Over here, I like we know the deck list, so we know there's no blue guys to worry about for Krullzor, right? But the blue guy could either KO Reaper here or bounce Hina and disable Reaper while keeping the tempo. So there's a lot of options going on over there. Ooh.
horse.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing like proper aggression now.
Yeah, yeah. This is the fully committed list to Porsche. It misses, which makes sense. There's only 8 targets in the deck. Well, 7 technically, because when you play a Porsche, there's a Porsche less in your deck. So I think the hit rate for it is 7 out of 50 times 5, so like 35 out of 50, like about a 65-70%. And we Mario, so we get to recover our done and be a bit more aggressive with them.
Yeah, I always love this play when you play Maria, where you play Chopper and then you recover done. And then pretty much you can already kind of set up for a judge play.
Yeah, but in these cases, like since you have the Mario right, you're gonna be on the same spot done wise one way or another.
Yeah.
So I do like playing another baby in this spot or a Reiju. Sorry, a baby Reiju right on the chopper, but I guess having the blocker there forces some level of usage to get it removed. Okay.
That's a problem, especially with the Gamma Knife in Trash.
If it's
Yeah.
rested, we might regret that. But I know how highly Rene values Gamma Knife, so I'm very certain he has another one in hand. If he's got rid of one, it's probably because he's a bit flooded off of him. Okay, we can see some Sengoku setup going on as well. Very powerful. Get rid of the 2K, and we're gonna swing a 7. Ooh. 6K leading. And Krullzor doesn't really miss the point here. He just pressures life. There's no reason to go for board against Reiju. He knows that he has to build that. Welcome to the stream, Master. Happy to have you here. And yeah, Rene doesn't have babies or stages. Basically, if it's worth more than 20, not worth buying. But you know, that Black Mario is really, really nice. 8 cards in hand. I know they're expensive. I haven't bought them either. I'm just messing with Rene. It's fine. Sorry, Wolf. Just kind of dealing a bit with chat. It's always nice to interact with people.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. HG number 2. We have a 6K Jack, probably. Or a 4K Hina if we have a giant. Sorry, a giant Gamma.
You're traumatized by that card.
Yeah, it's just like basically printed into my eyelids now. I just see it everywhere.
How do you feel that these two decks are positioned now in the meta?
So I know why Krullzor is playing this deck, and I don't think it was his first choice, but it is an interesting option now because it's a lot harder to remove the setup than in the meta, right? Like nobody really has clean answers to a Kusan, so you do get some advantage out of that. So if you can like set up Kusan into Jack, you do get rid of some things. If you get to set up Kusan into Garp, you basically kill anything. And almost the same goes for the worst quote unquote setup that is the Shigi. So I don't heavily dislike it, but I'm just not certain how well you can build this to deal with blue purple.
The big threats.
I like the matchup into Betty and GP. I feel like that has to be decent. Maybe not super easy, but you know, Brook is a good card into Betty. That's pretty much
Oh, yeah.
undeniable. And if you're able to set up Kusan into Jack for GP, they're gonna have more trouble. Sorrow, it was the main issue that we had with that plan, and that's not really in place anymore, right? The Fork of Sorrow from GP is not really seeing that much play. You're running 2, but most lists are not even running 1 anymore. So that makes it a bit easier for that Kusan setup to work in that matchup. So yeah, I don't dislike it. And Reiju, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm biased, and I cannot give you an unbiased opinion on it.
Yeah,
I like
and
it, but it's hard to build it. I'll bounce the ball back to you.
yeah, I feel that Reiju has two ways. Either you go Turbo Judge and then you play all the Germa stuff, or you go with the Porsches and you go more towards the aggression. I feel Reiju is never at the top of the meta, but is always a really nice pick because if you can play Reiju, pretty much you have a fighting chance against anything aside Teach.
Yeah, although like I'm not gonna say Teach is a good matchup. Nobody like quote me on this or anything like that. But I do feel like the blue Ichiji has helped your Teach matchup quite a bit, just because of the extra value you get from the free 1K and the free block early on. Like it's just such a better option for that matchup over uh, over the old Ichiji because you're never gonna rush anything in play. So I feel like you have some tools now with that. It's still a super miserable matchup, and you're still gonna be like winning about like 30 to 35% of the time. But it feels like it's closer to 35 than 30 now as it wasn't before. If you're playing two of the blue Ichijis, we once sorry,
Well,
gone.
I will take the 5%.
Hmm. Yeah.
And we're
Okay.
back.
Cameras back. Cameras back. We do apologize for the interruptions. It might be a bit too hot in Krullzor situation for the camera to work out. Oh, Jake is just making a clip of me. But again, I didn't say TG is a good matchup. I'm just saying that it's a bit less miserable now. Okay. Cycling with Jack. Hina goes away.
Pop the chopper.
That seems like Garp level of done. Mm.
So we see in action, we were talking about this card, which makes this deck way better. We can see in
Mhm.
action.
Yeah, that's it. We have a 7K leader. Yeah, 5 into life, the money in a 1K, and then 7 into life. Cosette. Yeah, which is completely useless when there's a broken on board. So there's that. And we keep going at hand size.
No.
We give 2K, 1K.
Another cassette.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think Rene was very fortunate seeing at least two of them. What
Yeah,
broke was the first play.
I feel like the end wasn't the best, to be honest, because he kind of was forced to go more aggressive because we didn't see yet a Reiju combo, for example.
Yeah, we haven't found the baby,
Yeah.
the
Yep.
Reiju. No, we finally got there, but I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to sneak our card advantage out of it easily.
Because the trash has a lot of utilities, but not the pieces that you really want to go for and you want to look for the combo.
I mean, we do have a Reiju. Was the first card we
Yeah.
trashed with stage, so we are able to see that. Yeah, there we go. Ancestral Recall from Rene. And that's three more cards. Where we go? Oh yeah, Jack's just telling the story on Krullzor was aiming to play Black Purple, but he forgot the deck at home, so he had to play this one instead. Uh, and that made the matchup a lot better for him, actually. So he accidentally counterpicked on Rene, who would be very happy to see Black Purple on Reiju. I keep searching. That's also one of the first Sanjis we see, so I know Rene's a bit less comfortable when he's not able to take that tip, he's not set the bottom part of his deck for when he inevitably gets there. So now we need to make some decisions. Six into
6 into
Brook,
Brook.
who dies a terrible death.
I mean, it stayed long there, and Krullzor managed to get value out of it, so it served its purpose. I really love the card. It's such a powerful card.
Yeah, it's generally one of the best black cards. And you could have got me saying that Bar Moria was the best one back in the EBO1 days of Sakazuki. Oh, that's unfortunate for Rene, who had two more stages in hand. And we struggle to find one more. HG, we are not playing a Gamma Knife here either. I need to lead.
Yeah. Takes. Okay.
Yeah,
Krullzor hand is pretty big as well.
yeah, but I think he's safely taken now. He's gonna have a 6K leader. There's no Gangnam Giant on this spot, but if we have a Sengoku, we are able to pretty much wipe anything relevant off the board. Renes has all full done, so there's that. But we do know his playstyle has been quite a bit aggressive when it came to taking life. So I'm not too scared about it. I'm trying to figure out what the best play could be here to wipe board effectively. Let's take a moment to take a look at the deck list again. We do know there's a Hina on Trash that could come back from with us and Goku if we're playing that direction. We could see one more Reaper, or we could see Kobe as well, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to try to play this deck, the ST Luffy. You always have the problem of black decks when you're not playing Lucci. It's really hard to clear multiple bodies at once. Well, Lucci does it so efficiently.
Yeah, you don't have the free
Yeah.
-1 every time, and you don't get to build your board that nicely either. Okay, that's 9 into life for Ichi. Life.
Life.
Another 9?
Into Chopper.
I'm now Rebecca.
Rebecca Hina.
And Jack that.
Pops the HG.
Okay. I don't believe we have any ways to cleanly remove that Rebecca. And those cassettes are not gonna do that much work anymore. We could see a port Chichiji, maybe, for lethal, or we could just evenly go 10 twice.
I can see 8 cards in hand for Krullzor. That's a lot.
Yeah, and there is a blocker.
Yeah.
So the double 10 is very, very unlikely. I'd pay to see his hand as well. If we were to have an Ichiji, That means 3 down for a 7 swing. Sorry, a optcg, which I don't think it's on the cards. But that would mean we spend 3 or 4 down, and we have a 7k swinger, 5k, 5k. So we would have best case scenario another 7 down to split. So on that point, we could still go 10-10 or and under 3-3, 8-8-8, which might be a bit better. Yeah, it would demand 2k, 1k, 2k, 1k. It's not great.
Good stuff.
It's not great, and we do know there's a Sura in hand, so we do know there's a 2k already. Yeah, it's gonna be a 10-10 split. He definitely has it. Yeah.
I mean, if I were to die with 10 cards in hand, I would be fuming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the list doesn't really run that many bricks. I mean, we do have some, but Krullzor has been quite conservative on those counts, so it's fairly easy to get out of that one. Okay.
I mean, he did manage to get life and to pretty much build and sculpt his hand. So he was in control with the hand size that he had. So he knew that he wasn't going to die that turn. And I feel also though Rene didn't manage to see enough pressure with the babies.
No, he wasn't able to set up a proper board other than the HEs. He was forced to play for them early on, and then we were a bit short on them later. And yeah, he wasn't flooded off of gamma knives. So
It
that
was
meant
yeah, it was flooded up from all stages.
yeah, he was flooded off stages and cassettes for some reason, which definitely sucked. It's annoying because that gamma knife could have turned things around a bit, maybe. Um, but it's difficult to figure out whether you're gonna see the Jack play or the Sengoku play when you're facing this leader. And while gamma knife is great into Jack, when Sengoku's in there, it's a lot weaker. Other than effectively turning off Sengoku for a turn. Okay, we're gonna go at it again, and Rene's gonna decide who goes first. Huh. I'm not too sure what you want to do as Luffy here.
And I feel that you want as a Luffy probably most of the cards are like on even curve.
Yeah, and you do value the extra resources, I guess.
Yeah.
So going second, you get to go brand new into Kusan, into Sanji, with popping a KO. So that's probably your stronger curve.
Yeah. But even when you play Jack, you can play Jack and attach one Don, and or you have the guard play at 8.
Yeah, either on it you get to either Garp or Jack plus Don or Sengoku plus Don. So that means your leader is a 6k from that point, easy. Okay. So then we are assuming that Rene is gonna pick second and go second once again. Kept his hand and Krullzor's mulligan in. Let's see. Do
Yeah,
we
you
have
answer.
do we have the event? I feel like that's our only one cost to play. We could drop a Ripper. Yeah.
Drop a Ripper.
Just tempo it out. Ooh. Now these I like a lot more. We start with drawing of leader ability and we fill our trash of combo pieces. Stage found and we drop. Oh my god. That's no combo pieces there. So two Marias, one Porsche, and one Sanji go to trash, which is unfortunate, but we got the stage. That was the plan. Next turn we are on 3 down, so we get to stage 6-6 if we want to, or stage 5-7.
Yeah, but I still feel it was a painful search.
But now we have a board early on, which is where you need to be into these matchups. Now you can keep poking fives, and next turn maybe a chopper play with the stage would be nice to recover the dawn and set up.
So an early counter. Reiju wants to stay healthy, so stage, of course.
I mean, it's also about Reiju keeping hand size somewhat low. Like you never want to be on more than five, and you're gonna get big swings later. So if you can get out of one with a single card, I think you take it. If Krullzor manages to get him under like lethal pressure, that's when you struggle and start giving cuts all the time. Okay, HG's there. Gonna go a six and probably drop a cassette here. See if we can get some use out of her. Oh no, it's a Zanji. Okay, fair enough. No, that's okay.
It's a really solid addition for the deck. The new Reiju.
The card is insane. I don't
Yeah.
I don't get how it does everything, right? It's a 4/5, it's a 2K, it's a Reiju extra, so you never run out of them in your deck except in very specific occasions. I guess you never struggle with it. And additionally, it searches itself. And yeah, feels trash instead of going to the bottom. It just does everything the deck needs it to do, and it's very tempting to take it over the other Reiju when you're not looking for extra pieces. It's very good. Okay. Huh.
We're pitching it.
Yeah. Hmm. We keep searching, and we finally find them. We go one more five. TTG, they're representing a poor TTG play. We kind of need to counter now. Yeah. And there we go. Okay. There we go. We're on the 7th and 10 now, aren't we?
Yeah, yes, because it was 5 downs before he played Brook, and then he swung 7 to the Reiju.
Do we have any decent forecast on trash?
See Becca, T-Bone, Garp. Doesn't look like it.
Okay. There goes the HEG without much effort and a 6 at life.
It's good tempo.
Mm. But a bit unfortunate because we did trust the Reiju off stage. So, gonna be a bit harder. Give out Black Mario, that's the third one as well, so we're not gonna see easy down recovery. Now it's card adventure Reiju that we're finding, and we pick up a stage. 5 down for Rene. 4 cards in hand for Krullzor, so it's a lot less healthy than before. And we have exactly 6 done. So if we have a baby, we need to go through either Maria or Chopper to kind of find things. There we go. Card advantage Reiju. 5 in hand, so once again, ancestral recall for Reiju. And the Magic players would really be enjoying this situation.
Row 3 will be always insane in any card game.
Mm. Yep, yep. Pot of Greed is banned in Yu-Gi-Oh.
There's a reason.
Ancestral Recall is banned in Magic, but Reiju is fully legal in One Piece. Come join our One Piece gaming. We have draw cards for no reason whatsoever. Okay,
We counter with
that's yeah, that's kind of the question mark of the previous turn. Okay, more
maybe
Reiju.
there wasn't we can't really see is trash. Maybe there was no really good target for it.
Yeah, I think there is a four course, but it doesn't seem exciting. It might be a very good instead, which
Yeah.
is not ideal. And that that ETG was gonna be chipping quite a lot. Okay, we do have the chopper, which means we can do some judge gaming next turn if it's present. Is probably what Reiju wants to be. 9 down. We search. Do we find a car? No, we find a
We
Sengoku and we let go of Jack. I think I like going 7 Sanji, playing Sengoku over that brand new and Tsuru.
yeah, and maybe replay the Tsuru if you don't have any other good target, so you can pop with Brook. Or
Yeah. Or yeah, there we go. I don't think there is a hint there. There might be a very good or the Tsuru to pop the chopper. Oh,
brand new.
brand new. Yeah, there's card advantage. Ooh, dangerous
No,
territory there. And Reaper. Yeah.
how many
No.
jacks have we trashed already? 2 or 3?
I think 2. I'm not sure there's 3. It is possible we saw one early on. But the Jack's definitely not in the cards because it would have been played by now. Okay, do we have a judge situation? No, Morichi. I think Goku's doing some work there as well.
Yes, Judge.
Mm-hmm. Here he comes.
Trashing another Judge.
Yeah, we were judge flooded. And since there's no Black Mario on board, we're gonna go below the threshold to play one next time. So there is that. One of leader. We HG. Probably making that Sengoku not a free block. Oh, no.
Maybe reduce the Sanji, so he wants to chip out the Sanji, maybe getting rid of it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Cheap at life now. Oh, okay.
I feel that it managed to gain board advantage now, and it just wants to make sure that nothing sticks of what he can get rid of.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't hate that. Reiju into other Reiju because we have more than 5 in hand, so.
That's a
Board.
powerful turn.
Mm-hmm. And we find a Reiju trashing Cosette, Sanji, and Sora. And we go back with 5 done. -1, -1, -1. And 2 Ichiji's in hand. I got some proper gaming this time round. Krullzor should be on 6 cards in hand by my count now. Maybe 5. And it's gonna be. What fun. 5 alive. Bye bye Sanji. Or we just reduce something down to 3. Ooh.
He's in the judge. So
Yeah.
is it Garp?
Garp. Yeah. 7 live. Oh, 7 Reiju. Yeah, that's fair enough. And that judge is gone now.
There we go. 6, 7 alive.
And another Reaper. Reaper number 2 out of 2. 4 cards in hand. Yeah, which is discounting Garp and Reaper. We started with 6. Okay.
It's definitely a more balanced and even game than the one before.
Presents. We do have 2 blockers there that are going to be very annoying though. We're poking at life with a 5 first. Setting up for probably Ichiji. Oh, 5 at 4. Yeah. Not mad at that.
Porsche.
Into Ichiji, I assume we've seen 2 searched. We find a chopper. We find a chopper. Porch into Ichiji, play the chopper. I like where that goes. Mm. Goes at 5 this time round. And we have 5 and 2 sevens to swing if we want to. Yep.
Yep.
Likely gonna be 3 sevens. 18 away at those blockers. And play our own chopper.
First Reaper goes.
Second time. Are we out of 2Ks?
Maybe like before we want to be very conservative.
2K, 1K.
Yeah.
And now we play the chopper. I'm wondering if I like that over playing the HG, but I guess we do have a rusher now and we have a way to make that Sengoku kind of suck on the clapback. And Krullzor has limited resources, so it's fine.
And we still have 6 in hand.
Only 3 info is that we know about 1 HG, I think about 2 HGs, so we'll see. Do, do we have a cheap way to remove that chopper? I guess our cheaper option would probably be Kobe. Fits in hand if we want to go for game. So that means we will have 6, 7, and an 8 with 7 done up to try and take it with 6 cards in hand, which is
Very, very difficult.
very unlikely. So we're starting with a 9. A chopper. That's going to be Sengoku number 2.
To Hina.
Athena. Interesting.
Probably for the Dawn, maybe?
Yeah. We got to go 9 at Ichi if we want to, or 9 at Reiju, I guess. What life?
Life.
Okay.
But we have 2 massive blockers.
2 cards in hand.
Yeah. Because we do know that probably another Rush or Ichiji makes one of the Sengoku just one jump blocker.
We have 8 done, I think. 3 minus 2 plus 1, so 3. Okay. We had 7 and we lost 1. Yeah, we should be on 8 now. We never run out of those big Ichijis. And we find an unfortunate cassette. Okay. We need
You're
to
not a
go
big fan, huh?
Not specifically, no. We need to go through 2 blockers and 2 cards in hand. Come a knife in. And removing the derp.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're trying to weather the storm and force those blocks. Sure, I love this. Okay, 7 life. 2k. Yeah.
And again?
7 Hina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So only one card in hand.
Seven life once more. Oh yeah, we're counting down. We might have had one hidden extra down available. No, I think we're good. Yeah. Okay, go. We recover 1, so we're back on 8. No reason to swing that 6 anymore. Cosette. That's fair.
See, she gets some value.
That's fair. All right.
3 cards in hand, so not a lot of options, I guess. But Kuzen.
That's not a good sign. So that means we have exactly 5. Maybe we find a Sanji. No, we just got 7 swings. Semi-life. Cosette bites the dust immediately.
Sanji.
Away goes Chopper. Oh no, away goes Reiju. And we just weather the storm.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna swing with the Sengokus.
No, no, that doesn't do the trick. And we are on 10 done. Okay. If we have the HEG on board, that means we have 6 done to split across 3 7Ks and a leader. So 4 done across 4 7Ks, we get to go 8 4 times. Making one of the Sengokus kind of terrible. Well, we do need to go for game this time. I don't think there's survival options.
Yeah, no, it would work. Rene has how many cards in hand? Because there are 6 on the upper corner, and then the odd.
And that's his deck.
Okay, 6. So you need to go for game as well for that.
Yeah. On the bright side, he does know exactly what his deck contains. So we start with a 7. And we have a 2K. Once more. Hmm. What's the 2K count looking like on this deck? 8, 9, 10. 10 is not a huge number, actually.
No, we do.
We're going through trash. I think we only have one chopper left in deck, if even. So playing defensive is going to be hard. We take that 7.
It makes sense.
Oh, okay. That's some volume.
Okay. Three cards
3
left.
cards in deck. That is insane.
Stages as well.
We pick up the final HG.
So 2 cards left. That means next turn you can draw, and then you can do leader ability only once, and then you're still safe.
And an even split across those 3 is not going to be that great. Forge. We don't find anything there, very obviously. Tone -1. 10.
We're probably reducing one of the Sengoku.
I'm
7
going
again.
7 again. So we're essentially forcing both blocks, I think. That's the plan.
Unless we have a 2k, but huh.
Counter 1k. It's fun. 8 on the dice. And chopper number 3.
Yep.
Okay. That is a lot of swings.
But he has 2 blockers, 1 life, and the hand wasn't.
This is an insane game. I think I'm gonna rewatch it a bunch of
Yeah.
times later.
I'm having so much fun. That's
I'm running calculations and I think it's breaking my brain a tiny bit. So I do apologize for a slowly tamer commentary than before. Rene's kind of forcing my hand here with complexities.
I mean, Krullzor has to go for game here. There's no other option.
No, not really. But we cannot really go very high. Like, we got effectively, if we split evenly, right? We go 2 8s and 2 9s, or 7 7 9 11. But those two blockers will eat 2 of them.
Yeah.
Right? So you need all of them to connect. And we have Reiju with a very sculpted hand because they know their full deck. I mean, at this point, they probably can even calculate how many 2Ks the opponent has. But if we manage to counter out of one of the hits, we're kind of done.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you check the trash, pretty much you know what he has in hand.
6. I'm reducing a chopper. Huh.
Interesting.
I guess that's just hinting at a brook play that would take 3 Dawn away and KO blocker if we give it 2k.
So he's testing the 2Ks though, because otherwise he would have swung 5, right?
There's the brook. And there goes the chopper. Okay, and now we need 2 out of the 3 to connect, and we have 3 7 bodies, and 5 done.
1 blocker.
4 done. Okay, so we get to go probably 7 and then split. 7 9 9 is where we want to be going here. Maybe start 7 with leader, because that still represents a Sanji. If we take and go 7 6. Yeah, I think we kind of got to go 7 9 9, but if we get 2k is good. Otherwise 8 8 9. But
I
we
feel
take.
it's sort of unlikely to go through.
Yeah. No, I think it might be a bit better to go 8 9 9. Ooh. Yeah, that's the representation. Okay, and now we have 7 7 6. Yeah.
7
We
alive.
take this one.
and
and
that's
10-7 and 3-1 case. And that's game. We're going
that's
for
game.
game three. That is,
That was an insane game.
yeah, that is kind of wild. And the last two cards were a Black Maria and a Porch on the bottom. Oh my god.
That was a good game.
Yeah, yeah, but I feel like it's draining my energy, and I have one more best of three to do later. How is chat feeling about this? I feel like everyone was just completely quiet. So either you don't enjoy Reiju gaming, or this broke your brains as well. Whew. Oh my god.
Great game. What's the next best of three after this one?
So the next best of three is Arch against CJ, and I believe that's more Kobe action this time into the other tier one meta Luffy deck, which is blue purple. Um, hmm. Hey, hey. Well, welcome to the first time chatters. Good that you got here just now. We apologize for the slightly quieter rhythm we have now. I think both Owolf and myself have like basically brain rot out of this last game that took every inch of mental energy of Rene and everyone watching. So, there is that. But welcome. Happy to have you. Okay, we're going for game three. And this is going to be the first game where Rene doesn't get to go second.
Yeah, I'm quite interested to see how the shapes out differently. Because Krullzor, if he decides to go second, he can see like the proper curve that he wants to see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And Rene kind of gets forced into the more aggressive version of the deck where you kind of need to build porch set up early on, which is not horrible, but
Absolutely, it's never bad to manage to set up the Porsche because it most of the time manages to replace herself in hand. You get the body, and then you manage to develop another body, which most likely you want to be Chopper or Black Maria, just because you don't want to go down too fast, too quick. But Sanji's a good start.
yeah, that's definitely the case. Okay,
Stage.
easy stuff. We went first and sent four back, so basically we are 41 cards away.
Ooh,
We were 45, 1 cards minus 5, so 36 cards away from cycling. Okay,
double Sanji in trash is interesting.
that is a bit unfortunate. What did we pick up of that brand new? Did you see it?
Yeah, I flashed out and I forgot. Maybe
That,
chat.
that's okay. If anyone in chat
Yeah.
remembers, that will help. But it's fine. Okay, so porch train. We have chopper. Yeah, always fair. Draw one of leader and keep going. 5 lead. That's it in a 1K. Ooh, we're taking the life.
Okay, and Kuzan.
Mm-hmm.
See, pretty much going second, you managed to hit these drops that are like nice to hit with this leader.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Although I
You don't have
am
the
not.
Sanji anymore.
No, but you do have a Kusan, right? So Brooke will do some work as well.
Yeah.
Let's see where we land. Have some slight technical difficulties on stream, I think. Oh, no, 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 we're good.
No, it feels like
We're good, we're good. Yeah, I was just on post on this. We're okay. All right. So, taking the first life.
I mean, it was still on 5 lives, so it's naturally just like you don't even think about it. Just like as soon as they rest the character, you just take the first life, pretty much.
Go ahead, this one more, and we're gonna porch into.
You can see they were setting up the bottom.
We are so we were 36. We drew 234, and we did double porch. So we're 24 away from cycling. Oh, sorry, not 24, 22 because we draw cards of minus 20 cards away from cycling now. This feels like very Nami playback, but as most of chat probably already knows, I'm a Reiju stan as well, and I'm just trying to remember card counts a bit better because it's brain wrecking, and I think I may have picked the worst games to practice because yeah, Rene's breaking me a bit. Um,
Yeah, I was about to ask you, like, are you going to play Nami now that you're counting cards?
no, you kind of have to with Reiju now.
No,
Like
absolutely, absolutely.
it's not an easy skill to pick up, but you do need to know when you're getting there and remember as much as you can of the ordering as well, which gets progressively more difficult on the game. So you're nerfing yourself when you pick this for regional, even if it was the best choice. There we go.
Yeah, I do feel that, especially in a long tournament where we have 8 or 9 or 10 games, like after the sixth game, your brain starts to melt.
100%. It's very very brutal. And before OP11, it was more fun because you didn't really get that many games where it's relevant. It's only certain matchups. Now you cycle through the deck every time, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is somewhat atrocious. Okay, so we got both Brook and Kobe to wipe Reiju on porch of the field.
And we're
But
still on 4 lives.
yeah, although that did take some card hand size away. Krullzor is only on 4 live on 4 cards in hand now, and that Kusan is rested too. So we're gonna see some combat action. I feel like right now.
We do have another Kuzan in life. Maybe we're just setting up for the Sengoku play as well.
Yeah,
Because we did see him trash as a counter one Sengoku at the start of the game, so maybe he has already another one.
yeah, that absolutely makes sense. Kusan goes away, which tracks.
Yeah, we didn't even try to defend it.
No need for that. Fortune to Maria. Mm-hmm. And we are back on done situations. It'll be fine to Reiju to kind of keep the card advantage going. We did. That's good. That effectively means we get to. Ooh.
We're searching though. Maybe we're setting up Judge.
Yeah, with Mario over there, we're gonna be on judge time. So even after this, we should be able to somewhat recover. But we've not seen an HCG quite yet. So I'm not sure how powerful the judge play will be without it.
Oh, Jack.
Okay.
I think we were both expecting Sengoku here.
Away goes Porch. Three cards in hand. And we don't swing that jack, which is absolutely fair. That Porch is probably more of a hindrance when your leader is a 6k. And we don't want to give Reiju the opportunity to swing forward, which is the game where the game is at.
Yeah, we have 3 cards in hand. We can't really defend the board.
Mm-mm. No, I mean, definitely you're not swinging with that Brook or that Kobe, right? Because that doesn't really make a difference. But you're letting that Porch roam free. It's a bit more fun. And we find the HG. Fortunately, we don't have anything to get advantage out of other than the rush itself. Exactly, I don't. So if we HG, we might be good to go 3 6s and an 8. Oh no, we're on 10 done. Okay. Oh no, we're Marioing and then
And there's
judging.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were saying that it was about to it was setting up for the judge play, especially with the Porsche into Maria.
Yeah, and now this is gonna be getting rid of um, the smaller bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think now Krullzor will start happily taking some life because it's been starved the whole game.
Mhm. Yeah, 100%. It's gonna be it's gonna be trouble. For I feel like you kind of want to starve it, but you likely are only gonna be swinging with an ETG this turn and letting everything else standing. So you have a huge board. You could even see an argument not to swing with ETG, although it's a bit wasteful. Maybe we had the blocker ETG, but I think Rene has reneged of one of his favorite cards, so he cannot be Shanks now.
Yeah, there's an argument where you can also decide to swing with the leader because no matter what, I think Krullzor is gonna take the hit.
It's a 6K leader,
Oh, it's
right?
KK. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no. If it's a 5K leader, you definitely just swing with everything because they cannot afford to take every
Yeah.
swing, right? So you just start with the small ones and they're going to have to give you counter for one and then you decide whether to stop or not. But keeping that jack standing meant that it's fairly easy to remain a 6K leader. And now, if we have one more 7K body, we should be in a good position. Let's see where we land from here. All right.
I feel that chat also is hyper focused on the game because they are great
Very
games.
quiet.
But they're draining our energy, but they are so good these games.
Yeah, they're very, very decision oriented. Every microbit on what I counter with, what I don't, when I do and when I don't is very key. And we're seeing that swing. That probably means our favorite non-pirate Monkey D is gonna make an appearance. Yeah, gonna be a five swing, 7 swing. Get rid of Judge. Get rid of Porch, maybe. They're out.
Here it is. Judge goes. I feel both games Judge never managed to do a single swing.
No, something like that. We not happily, but undoubtedly take. And that's it live.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was swinging with.
Yeah, I think the pressure is probably good enough there.
Yeah, because pretty much Krullzor brought Rene in a position where now he wants to threaten little.
But 3 life are not quite enough. Kobe. Kobe over Brook. Okay, and now I get rid of Brook first. Second. Stage starts into a 2K, which is welcome, and we gamma knife that jack. 5 with that jack. We're somewhat containing the pressure now. All right. Still have
Yeah,
7 on remaining.
it's a game where you can see that pretty much both of them they need to make so many different decisions that they can bring the game pretty much anywhere from here. None of the plays that they had pretty much was straightforward.
Mm-mm. No, they're quite rough. Without pressure with a 9. So it's in a way to 2Ks if we need to. And that's
Hmm.
good.
Better than a dead card.
That might be thwarting some plans. Okay, I guess we force 3 down out. Chopper up. 6 cards in hand for Rene.
And a decent board.
Mm-hmm. If we spend 3 on that Kobe to wipe the blocker, then we have 7 done. So we get to split 3 on ARP to 11, 4 on leader to 10. So we get to go 10, 11.
Which is not bad.
No, we do know there's a 2K in hand, one of those rages. So it is a game plan, but Krullzor has actually a decent hand size too. I'm just not sure we can block her up properly, even with a 6K leader.
Yeah, because there are like 5 swings for sure if you don't clean up anything, and then you can also get the rusher to your face, which is never pleasant.
We're just going on 8. We give 2Ks, or do we give the blocker? Alright. Blocker is out. Go 9. At lead or at HG? Then
Yeah,
we
what will
pass 3, 3 cards. 2K, 2K, 1K, so that's at lead.
Hina.
Way and Reaper.
So there was the Kobe as you were saying, but it was used to clear an ECG. And
3 cutting hands, and we have used 2 bricks and 2 1Ks. 1 on 10 done, and 4 5K buddies. So 7 7 8 8, which is not ideal. Can we find an ECG? No, that's a 2K.
six again.
Okay, again. Seven. Is that a 2K?
Six don't open.
Yeah, that represents ECG and 2 7s.
Yeah, 2 7 face.
Mm.
We take 7 at face as we were 2K.
And might be that. We are on survival mode now.
We're looking for the chopper now. No, no
And that's
chopper,
great.
no
Yeah.
chopper, no Cosette.
No. And last life was ECG as well. That was as close a game as it can be.
Yeah, that was a really, really enjoyable game. I don't know what chat thinks about it, but I did really enjoy the because we did see three different games. The first game, I think Rene got a bit unlucky with the babies, especially. He didn't
Mhm.
see much tools, especially initially. Second game was wild, and this one instead we did see Krullzor go in second, which is like the better curve.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
what do you think about it?
I I do feel like the game was a bit skewed against Reiju in this specific scenario. It was not easy to pick up. Um, there were a lot of troubles with it, and weirdly enough, those Reapers did an insane amount of work in all 3 games. It's effectively as if Krullzor was the one playing Cosette more than Rene, and obviously not having access to the blue guys made lethal turns a lot more complicated. He didn't really have tools to work with beyond swinging with rush, which made things a bit more annoying, I think, or frustrating. I don't know. They were amazing games, but I do feel a bittersweet flavor out of them. But obviously, I'm rooting for my Reiju main, so there is that.
Yeah, I feel the absence of Niji. It was felt in these games because the Reapers got so much value out of it as well.
Yeah, yeah, so much. They left made it somewhat easy to pivot around lethal every turn, and yeah, Krullzor excelled at that, so he got the win. That's fun. Congratulations, Krullzor. Ooh, and we just met a new follower goal. thank you everyone for showing up and following. We really appreciate all of it, and we apologize a bit um, for the slow paced commentary on this last game. I genuinely am kind of spent, but don't worry, I'm gonna take a 5 minute break, and then we're gonna be right back with the final game. This time's Division 2, and that's CJ on Kobe against Arch on Blue Purple Luffy. So, yeah,